I'm in, baby.
Welcome to the Sleep Token Experience featuring Sleep Token. I had the amazing privilege to attend a local Sleep Token concert in my area, and yes, it was amazing. This video will have 3 things in it. 1. A lot of Sleep Token. 2. My opinion and a tier list of all of the Sleep Token songs that were played at the concert. And 3. My opinions. Before we dive into the video, please take a moment to go down to the subscribe button and go ahead and click that for me. It'll really help me out in the long run as I'm trying to reach a pretty good subscriber goal of 100 subscribers. I don't know when I'm going to hit it. Hopefully soon if this video does well. For those of you that don't know, Sleep Token is an anonymous metal, melodic, and rock band based in the United Kingdom. They have 4 critically acclaimed albums, which include Sundowning, This Place Will Become Your Tomb, Take Me Back to Eden, and Even in Arcadia. They also have 2 EPs, respectively named 1 and 2, and a handful of singles and covers that they have sung. The concert I went to focuses on their new album, Even in Arcadia. During the concert, there were 15 total songs that were performed. Those songs include Look to Windward, The Offering, Vor, Emergence, Alkaline, Hypnosis, Provider, Rain, Caramel, The Summoning, Aqua Regia, Granite, Thread the Needle, Damocles, and Infinite Baths, all in chronological order. This leaves us with Even in Arcadia having the most songs performed at 6, which makes sense. Take Me Back to Eden at 5 songs performed. This Place Will Become Your Tomb at only 2 songs performed. Both Sundowning and the 1 EP only having 1 song performed, and the 2 EP with a whopping 0 songs performed. I will be ranking these performances based on this criteria: the performance itself, the song, the light show, enjoyability, and personal vibes. So, let's get into it. Number 14. And yes, I am starting with 14. You'll find out why in a little bit. The weakest performance was unfortunately Thread the Needle. Also unfortunately, this is one of 2 songs that I did not get any footage for. For Thread the Needle, ultimately, I just wanted to enjoy the moment as you don't get to experience a band's first ever song that they've ever created live in concert. So, I'm sorry about that. You're just going to have to deal with my face for the next song and this one. As a song, I'm not too much into Thread the Needle. I much rather prefer Fields of Elation from the same EP. But the concert performance was still fantastic. Don't get me wrong, the concert was amazing and all of the songs were amazing. It just so happens that Thread the Needle was the weakest performance. It's more of a dated Sleep Token song to begin with, and my general unlikeliness for it is kind of the reason why it's all the way down in the bottom tier. One of the cool things about the Thread the Needle performance was how they did the lighting. They did that little cage thing that goes all the way around Vessel when he started singing the intro, and it was actually really cool to see live. And ultimately, I have to give it credit to where credit's due. It was the first ever Sleep Token song, and it's certainly not the absolute worst. It's just unfortunate that I have to put it so low. Number 13, Damocles. I'll say it. Damocles isn't that great. I just don't like it very much. I just think it's one of the weakest Even in Arcadia songs, and it's just unfortunate that it really just doesn't do anything for me because I can understand why people like it so much. It's just I don't. The one good thing I will say about Damocles as a song is the little drum part near the outro. I do really like that. Thank you too. I appreciate it. The only reason this is above Thread the Needle is simply because of the crowd. See, the crowd was given a task to illuminate their orange and purple lights to create a vast sea of color in the arena. And boy, did they deliver. It is one of my favorite parts about Damocles, and it's also why I did not get any footage because I was participating in this sea of colors. It's really fun. Number 12. This is the part of the video where a lot of this is going to start speeding up. So Alkaline, it's not really one of my favorite songs, but I also don't hate it that much. So that's why it's just on the bottom because I like a lot of the other songs a lot better. But I did really like the cool blue lighting that they did throughout the entirety of both of the This Place Will Become Your Tomb songs. Number 11. Let me start off by saying The Offering is definitely Sleep Token's best songs that they've ever made in their entire careers. Yes, I do love the song so much. The only issue is everything past this I feel is better. The incredible thing about seeing The Offering live is that you get to bear witness to Vessel's pure and raw arf arf. Number 10. Look to Windward is probably the best concert opener that they could have gone for. It just provides such a magical experience waiting for that curtain to finally drop. And then when that curtain finally does drop, you get Vessel all the way on the top rope of the set. It is just glorious and magical. Look to Windward itself is probably one of my favorite songs off of Even in Arcadia. It's just that despite it being the opener, the only real good parts about the performance was the opening and the very end. Otherwise, it's not as good as the others. Number 9. I genuinely cannot believe that I have to put Rain this low on this list. But unfortunately, there are things that are better than this. Comparing Rain to its studio version versus its live version, I would listen to the live version 100 times more than I would the studio version. Vessel's vocals carry this song live so much, and it is incredible to see them live, finally. I've seen videos online, I've always sung it the way that they've always done in concerts, and just to experience it myself for the first time is just incredible, not to mention Ivy's screams. And of course, I cannot mention Rain without mentioning the piano intro that Vessel played. Unfortunately, I do not know what song he played. If you know, comment it down in the comments. I'll play it real quick for you guys. Number 8. I never knew I needed a studio version of Aqua Regia with saxophone until I heard this live performance. The inclusion of the saxophone in Aqua Regia has to be hands down one of the best decisions they could have made to enhance the song further. I would like to give a giant round of applause to Sleep Token's new saxophone player, Mr. Vessel 5. Thank you so much for your gracing us with your performance in both Aqua Regia and Emergence. I hope we see more of you in the future. The other amazing thing about this performance was the on-stage chemistry between Vessel and Ivy. I mean, come on, just take a look at this clip. Number 7. Alright, here's my little rant about Emergence. See, Emergence is probably the absolute best song on the Even in Arcadia album. Except, it doesn't fit on the album. Like, you look at every other song on the album and you're like, yeah, that's the Even in Arcadia song. For some reason, I associate this song by itself, like, as a single. Maybe that's just because it came out as a single way before this album even came out. I don't know, but this song just does not feel like Even in Arcadia to me. Mini rant aside, the live edition of saxophone makes this live performance even more incredible. Again, thank you to Mr. Vessel 5. We really appreciate your presence here. Emergence is also one of those live performances where you can start enjoying Two's live drumming a lot better than his studio version drumming. They're both absolutely fantastic, but his live drumming is one of the most incredible experiences that you will ever see in your entire life. Number 6. Hypnosis is not only the best song on This Place Will Become Your Tomb, but experiencing it live is so much like an actual hypnosis. It's insane. 3 was able to get everyone waving their hands back and forth without any effort at all. That's how hypnotizing it is. The entire band's performance during this song was just absolutely incredible. 2 went absolutely off the rails with his drumming, Vessel with his angelic vocals, not to mention 3 and Ivy's absolute insane guitar and bass skills. Just overall, they made this incredible song even more incredible by playing it live. Entering the top 5 with... It would have been criminal to put The Summoning any lower than this. However, there are things that do beat out The Summoning. But since we're here, let's talk about The Summoning. The Summoning is probably Sleep Token's best live performed song in all of their discography. Like, nobody ever does it any better than these guys. It's got it all. It's got live screaming, drum solos, piano solos, and tender moments with Vessel at the very end of the song. Like, how can you not like The Summoning? Not to mention the entire stage just lighting up in different colors, primarily red throughout the entire song, especially during some of the scream vocal parts. Oh, it gives me chills every time. The final thing I will say about The Summoning is that the live drum solo plus piano solo from Vessel will always live up to any expectations you might have and absolutely surpass them with a giant uppercut. Number 4. Let me start off by saying that Granite is the song that got me introduced to Sleep Token in the first place, and therefore it will always have a special spot in my heart. That being said, the main thing that stuck out to me during the performance was the absolutely incredible set design that they had. They had those 2 big monitors on the sides playing a burnt forest for everyone to see. This entire set was just red, and it was just so beautiful to lay eyes on. This is also where I want to shout out Ivy for his amazing guitar performance. During some of these chorus sections, you can clearly hear his guitar doing a very interesting guitar pattern that you don't normally hear in the studio version. Overall, Granite is definitely one of my favorite Sleep Token songs of all time, and seeing it live is definitely one of the more surreal experiences that I can have. The third best performance of the concert was... Caramel is a song spawned off of all the internet and online doxing that Sleep Token members have been enduring since, their inception. Of course, when performed live, this song invokes a lot of emotion in the Sleep Token members, as well as mainly Vessel, as he is the one that has to deal with this the worst out of all of them. Not only is this song very emotional, but this song also turns into one of the heaviest Sleep Token songs towards the end of the song. And if you've been paying attention to this list a little bit, you would know that I'm starting to like the heavier stuff a little bit more than the calmer stuff. This is one of my favorite songs to have playing in the car because I can just sing along to Vessel during the entire chorus, and then all the way at the breakdown at the end, scream with Ivy and Vessel as, everything just unfolds. Number 2. You know when you know that something has to end, but you don't want it to end? but it ends up ending in the coolest, most amazing way possible. That's Infinite Baths. Making Infinite Baths the longest song on the album as the closer for their Even in Arcadia tour has to be one of the greatest decisions that they've ever made, simply because the entire time I wasn't dreading the end. I was more so enjoying those 8 minutes and 23 seconds of song that I knew were going to be the most banging and most amazing 8 minutes and 23 seconds of my entire life. I mean, it's got it all. It's got the raw emotion that Vessel puts into all of his singing. It's got the drumming of 2, the bass of 3, and the guitar of 4. It has all of the deals that I like in a Sleep Token song, including melodic melodies and intense heavy metal breakdowns towards the end of the song. Not to mention having some funny moments with 3 and the Aspera. My favorite part of live Infinite Baths is that Vessel goes to the back to just get a guitar and shred with the boys for their last song of the night. It's genuinely such a cool moment, and just a great way to end off the concert. And of course, at the very end, when all of the music is done, Vessel decides to give his utmost gratitude to all of the people that have came to the worship. And I love that man so much for all that he does. Thank you, Vessel. You are loved. Okay, now you may be wondering, what happened to that 15th song? Well, let me tell you. There's 2 songs that I think deserve the number 1 spot. And if you know the set list, you already know what I'm about to be talking about. The songs that claim the number 1 Best Sleep Token, Even in Arcadia concert performances are... and... Let me start out by saying, no, I'm not joking. Provider is in the number 1 spot with Vor. We'll talk about Provider in a little bit, but first I want to focus on Vor. Vor is without a doubt one of my top Sleep Token songs of all time, if not my favorite Sleep Token song of all time. And not only is it the heaviest, but it is also the best song on Take Me Back to Eden. Being able to see it live after seeing it dodged for a couple of the concerts in this tour made me so happy. You can even hear my excitement in the video that I showed in the beginning. One of my favorite parts about the live version of Vor is that both Vessel and Ivy are screaming together during those heavy scream parts, and it's just genuinely so bone-chilling that I don't even know how to react in the video. Like, I'm just sitting there like, I can't believe that I am witnessing history right now. Vor was always going to be my number 1 pick, even after coming back and looking at all of my footage again. Vor is just that special of a song, and it still remains one of my favorite Sleep Token songs of all time. And now, for the elephant in the room, that is Provider being at the number 1 spot. Hear me out. Okay, that was the greatest performance that I think I've ever seen from Sleep Token, and I have watched a lot of their live performances. The light show was absolutely brilliant, and especially during the drop, it just made the entire arena erupt and it was just the most gorgeous thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Not to mention, one of the better decisions that they made during this song was lowering the key just slightly so it's in such a better mood for the type of song that it actually is. Sleep Token really took one of their lower received songs from Even in Arcadia and turned it into the best performance during their tour. Like, nobody does it better than Sleep Token. Also, apparently for their last concert in LA, they introduced Five, the saxophone guy, during the drop, and it is the greatest. Like, again, it keeps getting better and better. Like, this is honestly, Provider has become my top 10 Sleep Token songs of all time, just based on this performance. Like, I didn't even know a live performance could do that. It would be criminal for me to bring up Provider without bringing up the ending that they perform live. Vessel decides to take the "I want to be your provider" to a whole new level, and by calling us pet names and girly. That's it. That's my ranking. I am so glad that I got to experience Sleep Token, my favorite band, as my first ever concert, and I don't think I would have wanted to go see any other concert, even if it wasn't my first concert, because I just think Sleep Token is just that great of live performers. Of course, I can't go all video without mentioning their opener, Thornhill. They put on a very good performance, very awesome. Definitely should check that out. Thornhill ended up performing one of their newer songs called Mercia. It was pretty good. I really loved it. Definitely put me into the mood for some Sleep Token later. And of course, the pre-concert crowd was just absolutely electric, with us starting the wave and doing the wave with the lights and everything like that. I'll put a clip up on the side of this side, not that side, this side. But it was just genuinely so incredible to be a part of, and I cannot thank Sleep Token enough for having such a welcoming community and just amazing music and an amazing concert experience. And I am so grateful that I get to share my experience to everyone on the internet that decides to click on this video. If you liked any part of this video, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That would be greatly appreciated. I am trying to get to that 100 subscriber milestone just so I can put out some more cool videos, any sort of future concerts, or any sort of life adventures that I may have. I'm just a guy on my adventures that I do regularly. As always, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I need you guys to stay fabulous.